Cause I'm 2 shots in, I'm feeling myself, and I need your hands to come and give me some help. Cause I'm 2 shots in, and I can't help myself. That's why I need you here to help me sweat out all this liquor. 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 So take a sip.
Hey, welcome to Talking Toasted. It is your boy Daytatchi. Y'all like my shirt? Represent for Talking Toasted. Okay, so tonight we are making the happy medium. Medium, happy. We're happy about it, whatever it is. Alright, so we got a fun-filled episode making the happy medium. I am going to first grab some ice. Let's start off with a little bit of ice. Ice is melting because the oven's on. Making enchiladas. Alright, so we're going to get some ice. We're going to add a shot of rum. Going to pour that up in there. Alright. Dre's getting caught in my beard. Alright. 1 shot of rum. Booyah. Then we're going to grab some white Zip and Zip.
I haven't even fucked up on saying anything before. You know what the fuck White Zinfandel is.
White Zinfandel. I was going to do shots, you know, try to be technical with y'all, but not tonight. We're going to pour the Zinfandel up in there. Just get a nice little amount up in there. Get some color going up in there. And then we're going to add some lemonade. What? I'm just saying. We're going to add some lemonade. Add some tart up in that piece. Put it back together. Damn, it's hot. Shake this shit. Shake it, not stir it. Nice chill up on. Nice little chill up on there. And then we're going to pour. Oh, yeah.
That's it?
Thank you. Do I gotta say it again?
Fuck you.
And there you have it, people. The happy medium on Talking Toasted. Hey, what's up? It is your boy Daytatchi.
And I'm a taste of Brittany.
And I'm Joey Badass.
Oh shit, you with your badass. Watch my glass.
It ain't gonna spill. Chill.
Okay, and we're Talking Toasted. Can we raise our glass to that? Because we got some special guests tonight, y'all. Tonight. We gotta say tonight. Alright. Drinking this happy medium.
Oh, no, he paused his drink. Oh, shit.
I'm happy and I'm at a medium.
Well, tonight we have 2 special guests. We have Kristi and we have Chonte. And what we're talking about? What the hell? DMX back there.
Okay.
And we have a audience.
A live audience.
Yes. Yeah, clap for the audience. You get a reading. You get a reading. Come on.
It's too much.
All right. So yeah, okay, we're on Talking Toast tonight. We're talking to Kristi and Chonte because they have a very interesting story to tell. Actually, we met Kristi at a psychic convention.
Who's we?
Me and Chonte.
Okay.
Yeah, I happen to know Chonte.
Anyways, so you met at a convention.
Yeah, we met Kristi at a convention, and it's really interesting because, well, I've had readings before. She's a medium. She's a psychic. And we had a reading because we just had family members pass away. It's very fresh. It happened in June, early June. And Chonte in particular was very skeptical about speaking, well, going to a psychic fair and trying to connect with anyone who has passed away. But her story in particular, she lost her daughter. Her daughter was 21 years old in a car accident. If we could just, well, if you can expound off of your experience and what happened and just, how this was for you.
June 3rd, I lost my daughter. I had 2 daughters in the car, actually, and a grandson. He was 3 months at the time. However, my baby girl did pull through. So, but the day before that, we lost our cousin, which was kind of kooky because she was at the hospital with us for a whole week, and they found her passed away in her home the day before my daughter passed away. My daughter passed away June 10th. They decided to put a respirator on her. And I guess it was just too much for my cousin to handle, but it was so much at one time. I needed to do something. I didn't have no answers for nothing. I didn't have no closure. I didn't have no peace. I didn't have any peace at all. So when Daytatchi called me, I was like, let's do it. Let's do it. But as the day got closer, we did get nervous. I got nervous. I got nervous. But
tell the truth, straight it down.
yeah, I got nervous, and so my daughter and son-in-law and my cousin, we went, and it was the best thing I could have done. It was the best thing I could have done.
It really was an intense experience because, well, for one, to go in there, I guess, how did you feel going into the situation? Did you believe that this was going to be, because we're going to get onto what's important during this process, but did you believe in it? Were you scared?
I was skeptical at first, why I made you go first. But after hearing how accurate she was very accurate, and she was hitting pointers, and it was only things that we would have known, and after that I was like, okay, my turn. Yeah, but she was very accurate, and yeah, I was skeptical. Like, you hear about this stuff all the time, and you just like, yeah, whatever. They looked on my Facebook page. She was on my Instagram. That's how they know. But we didn't write down nothing but our name, and then the email address, and the things. For me, what kind of like put the nail in the coffin for me is every time you had a reading from either my cousin or my daughter, you took on their demeanor.
Say that. Yes.
So the demeanor of my cousin is very hardcore. She's abrupt. She's very in your face. She's very aggressive. And my daughter was such an introvert. She was very mild and humble. And it's how she relayed a message from my cousin Kena. She was like, and she said, and she, I was like, right. And then when she related a message from my daughter, she was so soft-spoken and meek and humble. I said, "It's some crazy shit." But it is what it is. Because the things that she was saying, and the people that received them, the people how did the people, it was just certain things that she shouldn't know, and she knew, and that's why I was just like, hey, you gotta believe her in me. I don't care what nobody say. I don't care. I believe. I mean, we have our Bible thumpers. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? I said, well, nobody in there, with no black ball, with no smoke nowhere. Didn't nobody say no, I'm going to sing on the side of Michael's house. None of that.
And we're going to get into that, too. We're going to give you all, we're going to give a lot.
She just actually told what it was that was coming to her. So...
And it's like, what's wrong with that? Why?
What's wrong with that? Because if you want to go there, it was prophets and prophetess in the biblical days.
Exactly.
So don't come shunning me for what helped me. That's what nothing else helped me.
I'll drink to that. I'll drink to that.
I will too.
Because why suffer if you don't have to?
You don't have to.
So
I'm not going to drink to that.
It's the truth. It's the truth. Like,
so I guess what I want to, let's get to Kristi. How long have you been doing this? Was this something you were born with? What's the extent of your gifts?
What age?
Well, I think we should first start off and say, what is a medium?
Yeah.
Like, let's break that down. What is a medium? Can we express that?
Okay, so a medium is a psychic, because like I was telling you, all mediums are psychics, but not all psychics are mediums. So the difference there is that a medium can communicate with the deceased, or can channel, right? So And I mean, I don't know how to explain it in that way. I'm the medium. I'm the go-between. You know what I mean? I'm the medium. They can hear you, but you can't hear them, so that's where I step in, right? So I'm the channel, so they talk to me and I just relay it. Some mediums will actually let them step into them. I don't do that, but you do pick up on the demeanors. That does go on. Sometimes, like if they're a smoker, I want to smoke, so you do kind of take on them a little bit energetically. But I'm hearing them and I'm just repeating it, you know? How long have I been this? I guess I was born with it, but I didn't know it till, I always knew things. Like I had intuition and stuff, you know, and people always told me I was a witch. Like I haven't told that my whole life.
I was gonna,
That word's kind of taboo, but it all ties in when you really start to understand it. It's all an understanding of just the power you have within you. But I was always told I was a witch, right? So, I got pregnant with a baby that had no brain, and I still carried her, right? And in that time frame, there was a woman there who everybody called a witch. But she had gifts. She could she knew when something was wrong, you know, she always could call stuff, right? And she and I would talk a lot through that. Well, my gifts kind of come through my baby because her energy raised my energy, right? When you get into the understanding of how it all works. But when that lady passed, she talked to me first in the hospital immediately, right? Because the last time I'd seen her, I kind of snapped at her a little bit or on the phone. And so immediately when she died, I was like, oh my God, that's what went through my head. I was like, the last time I really talked to her, I was kind of ugly, you know? And she was like, don't you do that. Don't you dare ever think of me and be sad, you know? And she just told me where she was, that she was with her sister had died decapitated in a car wreck at 18. So she was telling me she was back with her sister and that she was with my daughter, and it was just beautiful. So I walked out from the hospital while everybody's crying. I'm all like just in, you know, smiles. And so she didn't do it a whole lot because I thought it was crazy. You know what I mean? Like when you hear that in your head, you're like, oh my God, I'm crazy. Right? So she backed off on it, right? And we had had these discussions in life about how, you know, like I knew things I shouldn't know and she did. So she knew my thoughts on like the witch thing, whatever. So, she talked to me a few times. Like I remember one time I was riding in the car and I was real upset and my radio quit working, or it went white noise, right? Like I literally thought we blew my radio, right? And she talked the whole way home, and I don't even remember driving home. I was like on autopilot, you know? And then when I pulled up at home, it's like, oh, I'm here. And she quit talking, and I was like, oh, my radio, is it blown? And then the radio came back, you know?
Oh, wow.
But that was like spread out over years, just random here and there, right? Then I had a friend whose son overdosed. And he talked to me because she was like just tormenting herself, like, you know, went to cut and all kind of stuff. And so he was just screaming out for anyone that could help, you know. So he started talking to me, and, you know, she was kind of a non-believer, but there was some neat things that happened. Like I gave her a necklace, and when she found it, there was double knots in it. And when she set it on the table, they all went away. So there was like all this magic that went on that made her a believer, right? And the more I'm seeing it, I'm like, what's going on here, you know? So then funny thing, I saw a meme on Facebook that said, your guides have always been there, and your archangels, you just have to invite them in. So I was like, okay, I know this sounds silly, but I'm going to meditate, I'm inviting you in. And when I did, my grandmother, who I didn't even know she was killed by my grandfather when I was 3, she started talking. And then my guide started talking, and Archangel Michael, and it was just like all this information at once, because I opened up to it, you know?
Did it scare you? This is a
no, it was
good thing for
fascinating.
you.
It was fascinating, because my grandmother showed me the toughest times in my life that she was there holding me. And I always felt a presence, and I, you know, felt it was God, right? But literally, I was shown even further that it was like her, you know? So it was like really profound. And then from there, I took a psychic development course. So there's a really good medium here in Atlanta, and I took his course, and it just, you know, from there went.
Wow.
Yeah.
That was deep.
Yeah. Can we take a quick break and gather ourselves?
Okay, and drink some more, because that's some real shit.
I'm talking to
That's some real shit.
And
How's everybody feeling? Everybody's good?
Drunk.
Y'all good? How's the show so far? I know we started late, so thank y'all for bearing with us.
Show
us your tits.
I want to get my
Give me my money!
Give me my money!
So this goes real deep, but the way psychics and mediums believe is, and the way we're told by souls, whatever, is that soul contracts are made before you come here, and you know your soul knows.
You have an expiration date.
Yes,
The
and
moment
you agreed
are
to
born.
it. You picked it. You picked the details and everything. You pick your experience before you come. You pick who you're going to have it with, the whole 9 yards. And y'all agreed to it. Like we all agreed to do this today before we came here.
Y'all want to know why that's so
That's how it
crazy?
works.
My baby sister told my mama that she thought she was gonna die by a car accident. She told my mama this.
I mean, it's kind of.
She did too.
You do.
Kena, our other cousin that passed, when we were in the hospital trying to waiting for, cause Ari was in the hospital for what, 2 weeks, like a week and some change. And Kena said the cousin that passed the day before Ari passed, said that she told Chonte, her mother, that she thought she was gonna die in a car accident.
And we just laughed it off because we were just sitting in the room. We was talking about fears or whatever. My fears are clowns, particularly it. So,
Wanna play?
she was just sitting. I was sitting on her bed and she was sitting on the floor. And I remember she was like, and she was so bashful about everything, but she smiled about everything. I could be scolding her. So she said, and she's like, I really think that, my fear is that I'm going to die in a car accident. And I was like, well, girl, you don't need to be driving. Ha, 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 he, he, he. And I took that in the room with me like, damn, she should be driving. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? And I just was like, you don't need to be driving. And, we left it at that. And then maybe 5 months later, she's in a car accident, So it's just like, I'm like, this is not it. But prior to that, like maybe 2 years ago, my mom had a dream that she was telling somebody that one of her grandbabies died in a car accident. It just was all, if I just sit here and just tell y'all all the little things.
We'll get to that, yes. We're going to get to some more things.
I understand all that way too clear. Trust me, it goes on, so I get it.
Can we touch on that a little later? Can we,
Yes.
what we're going to do is have,
Take a moment.
yeah, I'm getting, this
We
is my
was on
so
break.
it's really hard to keep my bearings together. Yes, it's hard to keep composure because I'm closely related to this situation in particular, and then it's really an intense energy going on in the room. I don't know if everybody feel it, but it's really intense tonight. So it's really, we just bear with us on this episode. But
Before you cut, can I say one thing though?
yes,
She died for a purpose, though, and something good will come of her death. This right here is come of her death, okay? Him getting what he needs to get tonight from being right here is all a byproduct of her dying, okay? I see that your mom can do things to help others in the same situation. So her death is almost like an honorable death, you know what I mean? Like she died with a purpose. Because everyone if your mom goes on to help like people who's lost loved ones in the same manner, then she's responsible for every life that gets touched. You know what I mean? So she had a purpose. So that's poignant, that's powerful. So it was meant to happen and something good, I promise you something good will come of it, and that's where she'll really see too when she sees that, That's all part of her process though.
Okay.
I don't know if you remember, you told us that she said that don't make her death be sad. She wants something special to come out of it.
See, I don't remember that, but
yeah.
I mean if she said it, she said it.
she did say that.
She did. I was standing behind her.
And she said that Chonte was going to start doing things to help people. She would like for her to do that. And she said even if it's one person, but something, because actually this episode was Chonte's idea. I never thought she would be open to. I didn't think she'd be open to going. I didn't think she'd be open to talking about it publicly, filming it, and then discussing it on camera with Kristi. And then I didn't think Kristi would want to come, but I feel like we can help people through this and let people know that there's answers out there. You don't have to suffer.
So we really have you to
alone.
thank, because you've done, with the audience we have today in here, everybody's searching for something.
Everybody's
an
searching.
answer. And I think we have you to thank, because you initially gave because we just was talking how I felt exactly how you felt with the whole medium situation, how full circle I'm feeling how you feel now, and I want more.
Yeah.
Like, I can relate to that. And this is a touchy subject because it's it's I don't know. I see stuff changing. Like it's crazy.
It gives you a
I think
whole
we're mindset.
dynamic on life because I swear to you, me and my daughter we were riding, and my son-in-law we was in the car, and I was like, yeah, I just need to know because I was wondering how long do I have to be here without my daughter? I cannot touch her, I can't smell her, I can't hear her laugh. I was like, ain't nobody never dad before. It came back and said they seen you right now. You know what I'm saying? Who y'all know dad to say, well, I seen, you know what I'm saying, it's gonna be okay. And I was just like, damn, how long do I have to be here without seeing or hearing or feeling or touching or smelling my daughter? So when you gave me the confirmation that she was okay and who received her, because you don't know what's from
A can of
a
paint.
can of paint. Her grandfather received her. And Kristi say, something happened with her, and Kristi was signaling her chest. Well, her grandfather did pass away. Somebody murdered her grandfather, and he got stabbed in the chest. And then she said, I feel like your grandmama coming through. And she started delivering the message, and she was like, I'm like, wait. Which grandma? I got a lot of grandmamas up there. And she kept going like this. And she said, is one of your grandmas, something happened to her? I said, that's my father's mother. She had an aneurysm. It was just so many things that she was so on point with. It was just, and I left there walking on air. Do y'all understand what I'm trying to tell you? I felt so heavy. I felt so heavy before coming to her. I could not see my way out of this. It was the darkest place I had ever been in my life. After talking to Kristi, I seen where I could possibly go on. I have 6 other children. I have 2 grandbabies. And I was trying to find strength. I was trying to pull strength from somewhere. And I'm looking at everybody else like, well, so-and-so, they died and they got over it. But I was like, but that's not, their situation is not my situation. You know what I'm saying? And I was trying to find strength from somewhere. Everybody like, look to God. Everybody tell you the same thing. Oh, it was meant to be. Oh, God planned. Oh, and then you start questioning it like, okay, well, I believe in God. You know, why did he let this happen? I mean, I don't want to start going there, but I can't. You know what I'm saying? Why did he let this happen? If I pray to you every day, and I pray to you, and I do right by you, why did you let this happen? If not, I can tell you. And I know everybody say like, oh, well, my child didn't hurt him a fly. That child didn't hurt him a fly.
That I can tell you the truth. Ari has never pissed me off. I don't think she ever made anybody mad in her entire life. Nobody. 21 years of life. I don't think I've never seen her mad. I've never seen her make. I've never seen.
She'll be sitting right here now, like she probably laughing now or something. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? But like Kristi said, she feels our pain, so I'm trying my best to not be so angry. I'm trying my best not to question things so much anymore. I'm trying to be in that happy place.
Because we all gotta go through it we all gotta go one day. What we're gonna do is we got a lot more to touch on, but Joey has volunteered to be read on camera, and Kristi is gonna do the honor of contacting someone for him. So
well, let me just give a backstory, because before we've been on camera, she's already been speaking to me, to someone that I really, the whole purpose of this was for me to speak to, and everything she says thus far has been head on the head, and I can't deny it. Like, me speaking, like, coming from where you came from, like, she's hitting everything on the head. Like, I'm talking about from personality, things she's saying, I know it to be true. And I got emotional before the camera even started rolling twice. Mm-hmm. And so I can't deny it, but it makes me want more. Like, I'm anxious to see what else needs to be said. Because I've been waiting, it's 2009, it's been over 13 years. And I've always had a fear of doing this because of, the background. So
we have to talk about that.
And we will. And yeah, I appreciate you for coming on the show today.
Thank you for having me. And I do want to tell you before we leave this conversation, I haven't worked that psychic fair in over 2 years. Since we've been dating, I hadn't even gone there, right? And I had kind of reached a point where I didn't want to do psychic fairs because some of the people there are just, it's just not always good energy. But my guides told me, they were like, you're going to work this psychic fair, you need to work this psychic fair. And I was like, I don't want to. And I was kicking and screaming it, okay? In fact, it's a weekend thing and I didn't do it on Saturday, right? And so she messaged me, was like, you gonna work? And so Saturday night I still hadn't responded, right? I was really pushing it at that point, okay? And when I woke up that morning, my guys were like, you're gonna go. And she had texted me and said, are you working? So I saw I still had the chance. And they were like, you're gonna meet someone important there that day, you have to go. It's part of, you're supposed to. You know what I mean? Like, there's someone meant to be. And when they tell me that, I abide. They're my guides, right? I might kick and scream sometimes, but I usually listen. So I went and I met y'all, and I guess here we are, you know?
And what's so crazy about it, he got there before me, and he had already picked you. And so you all never been, but it's like an array of different pictures of different people and their specialties and things that they do. So I came in like, what, 30 minutes after you?
More like an hour and 30 minutes.
30 minutes.
Chonte be late all the time. You see how she be getting cute and stuff. She be getting cute and stuff. She cute now. We had to wait on this whole 2 hours. I'll play.
Ain't she tired though?
But when I came in, I immediately was drawn to her, not even knowing that he had already picked her. You know, this was so crazy. That was just so crazy, but I'm glad he did.
I'm glad. Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Thank you.
That was great.
Now she did let me know before anything. She might whisper to me, and I'll just reiterate whatever she's telling me.
Okay. That's safe.
Yeah.
It's hard. They're so personal. It's hard to.
Yeah, and it's a
get
very
it out
personal
there.
situation. So to put it on camera, just bear with us because it's a task. It's another job. So it's a lot. And if anybody that's in the room now can feel the emotion, that was the one person I knew that loved me genuinely, that can go through blood and tears for me. Like, even when it was love that I lacked, or I felt that I lacked from my mother, this lady was the embodiment of love. I've seen her be strict with everyone else, but with me, I never see her lay her hand. I could be the worst child in the bunch, but guess what? I ain't gonna get called out. Like, I ain't gonna get whipped. So the love I have for her is unconditional. And when she left me, it made me a mean, ruthless person that I am today. And no, I'm hurt. Nah, but I'm a kind-hearted person. But I'm saying, like, it put a toughness in me that I almost didn't come back from. So I like listening to you reach out and channel that person. I just want more.
Well, I do want to tell you this since you mentioned Alzheimer's. So, in doing this work, there's one thing that I kind of learned early on, and this is what souls have told me. Alzheimer's is actually a very honorable death. I know that's hard for you to understand because as a family, for the families, it's one of the worst deaths there is, right? But for the soul itself, they have to do on the other side. They've done it here and evolved. Does that make sense?
Wait a second. Did y'all just get that? Did you get that on camera? Is that
So I don't think
it's recording? It's not recording?
What's happening?
it's not recorded. Cause he got it. He got it.
Cordell, is it
The
recording?
girl got it.
Terrell drunk.
It was not recorded.
Okay, so on talking, we're back on talking toasted.
The drinks
Are
are
you
getting
toasted
to
when you
us.
talking?
Definitely.
Are you
talking
talking
when
when
you
you toasted?
Okay, so Kristi is going to go ahead and read Joey.
Let's go.
Okay, so you brought it up to speed with this story, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I believe so.
So when you and I left off, basically your grandma was telling you that, or your great grandmother was telling you that it's time to sit down or to approach your father and have a conversation with him because he hasn't always been the best supportive dad. But for whatever reason, some form of loss has made him kind of grow. And so he's at that place. Yeah, he's at that place where he's ready for that conversation, and he needs it as much as you do, but it has to be you to initiate it. And she was telling me that it'll be everything that you want and more, so not to fear it. And that's when you got choked up, and I think that's when we stopped.
Yeah. So behind that, I have an inheritance, and my dad doesn't know about, on my dad's side, the gay part. And one of my best friends, when I go to visit him, she always comes with me, and we pretend like we're together and stuff just to save face for him, which my grandmother did know. So
Yeah, she knows.
yeah, so like
You gotta stop doing
I
that.
haven't had that released yet because there's certain things, but yeah.
He's ready. She says it's time. It's time to heal. It's time for him to hear it. He can handle it. But mainly this is for you, you know, and it's going to be tough. She says you're also not pursuing something that you want to do, like career-wise. There's something that it is you want to do that you're not doing, and that you need to pursue it. You're not confident enough in yourself. You don't. I'm not sure what it is. Do you know what it is? I mean, you know what it is. What is your passion?
Well, I'm always a customer service type of person. I have a business now, but I'm in partnership. And lately I've been thinking about breaking off and, I guess, doing my own.
You are supposed to be independent, yeah. Yeah. And you're ready for it. It's time. It's time. But it's not going to look like what you think it will. So know that going in. Okay? So, like, if it doesn't look that way, don't get discouraged. Whatever it is your vision looks like for what that's supposed to look like. Right? She's saying basically it's not going to look that way. Okay? But don't get discouraged, because this is actually a better way. You think you know what you want, but if you'll set it into motion, moving in that direction, it's actually going to be look different than what you think, but it'll be everything you want and more. Follow me? It's like getting tongue twisted. And of course, she says she loves you. She's always believed in you. I feel like we're switching gears and someone else is wanting to come in though.
She passed last Thanksgiving, and
Was she sick?
yeah, she
Okay.
had what is it? I can't remember, but she was.
Okay. She wants you to heal with your mom, for sure. There's more there than you realize going on with your mom. There's more that you hold on to you haven't let go of. And it's time to address that too, because that's going to set you free to more be yourself. You're holding back. You don't have the confidence you need because you haven't addressed that yet.
That's true.
And it's the acceptance thing.
Yeah.
And you're never going to get the acceptance you want fully from her, and you need to understand that and accept yourself and be okay with it, because it's happened for a reason. The whole her not accepting you for who you are is part of what grows you. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
So she wants you to, if you can make peace with that, so that you can make peace with your mom, because your mom really needs it. Because she lives with a lot more guilt than she lets on. I think you see it. You see it eats at her, but she doesn't know how to. She's not confident enough in herself and in a place in herself where she can have where she can approach you with what needs to be done. So basically, you're being told you're tasked to heal with dad and mom, and that they're ready for it, you know. But it'll be more from dad what you're expecting than it will be from mom, just so you know. But this is about you. This is your process, you know. Do you have questions for her? Because she kind of summed it up over here when we were talking.
This is who is this? My dad's mom?
No, we're talking to dad's mom, yeah.
Oh wow.
No, we're at mom's. Yeah, dad's mom. I'm getting confused now.
Okay, so dad's mom. Yeah, cause she was first. I'm gonna tell her I'm sorry.
You don't have to tell me.
Oh, I'm sorry.
There's nothing to be sorry for, she said. You've done nothing wrong. That's what you need to accept.
I haven't.
That's the whole point of everything, is you've put the fault in you when there was none to be had.
The last 2 years, with me and my dad going through whatever we was going through, I had to kind of stop communicating with the whole side of the family, and she had got sick, and so he called me on Thanksgiving Day to let me know she had passed, and like I guess the whole thing that we got going on, I never asked when she passed about like the inheritance. She told me about stuff because I felt guilty, like I didn't deserve it. I felt like the whole side of that family, I didn't want to ask for anything because when I was in school, she paid for everything. She paid for all my cars. I had 3 accidents. She paid for every last car I had. She paid for my apartment. I had people living with me. She paid for it. Like, she always, like, me and my dad never had a relationship. It was always her. So when he passed, it was kind of like be forced to have a relationship with him. And I just always didn't want nobody to think that me and her relationship was based on what she did for me, but was for the love that I appreciated. Because, you know, me and my dad, I didn't know my dad until I turned 18. And, like, so it's still, I don't know him. Like, I knew my grandmother before I knew him. So it's a confusing, complicated situation.
She knows you weren't in it for the money. That's all that matters.
Yeah.
She always knew, or she wouldn't have done it. She did it because she wanted to and because you needed it, and she saw that you were slighted. You know, she saw that you were not receiving what you needed to, you know, from her son and your mother. But she wants you to accept yourself. She says you've grown a lot, you've come a long way, but you're not all the way there yet. And those are the stepping stones that'll get you there, making that peace with them. But you have to come to terms with the fact that you're amazing for who you are, and that is when you can see yourself, other people can see you. That's her message, you know. Got any more questions? She's not really talking much more than that.
That's cool. That's a good one. I didn't know I loved her. I still love her. And thank you for, I guess, telling me that.
You're doing good enough.
She says she's always here, you know, she's never far. And you can always talk to her. And I think if you'll being empathic like you are, if you'll be open to receiving messages, if you ask for messages, they'll give them to you. You just have to be able to receive them. And I don't necessarily mean like hearing them the way I do. It could come in the form of a song. It could come like, if you need an answer to something and you put it out there, the next song you hear or the next TV show you might watch will give you the answer if you're open to receiving. And the more you receive and the more grateful you are for it, the more the messages will come, because that's kind of how the universe works.
Yeah, this is just something to me.
Ooh, Joey. I guess.
Just to piggyback off, Joey, we love you, baby. It's okay.
Yeah, I do.
We love you, baby.
We do.
Can I give you a hug?
Yeah.
Oh. Everybody hug Joey.
Joey! But just to piggyback off what she was saying, like, because, you know, I don't want to be sitting around, like, send me a message, like, you know, I don't want to be, you know, one of those people. But they do come, like, in songs or something on the television. I took my daughter, my baby girl, to school, and she was in such a funk, because her and my daughter that passed away shared college dorms together. And so we took her to school, and she just had the worst attitude. And so we're sitting there, and we're waiting for them to call her name so she goes talk to her counselor or whatever. So they never pronounced my daughter's name as Ariel. They always say Ariel. So we're sitting there, and the counselor comes out. She says, Ariel. So we like, she said again, Ariel. And so I'm like, is that her way of saying that she's here with us? Like, it's because it's just so weird. You know, it's so weird. And then my daughter over here, my oldest daughter, she's always, she gets signs a lot. And then she was like, okay, Ari, send me a message. Stand By Me comes on every time. The song Stand By. We could be in the weirdest spots, weirdest places, just out of the blue. Stand By Me comes on. And then the thing with the birds.
Birds are a big communicator, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they are.
All right.
Yeah, that's like especially cardinals. Cardinals are kind of the go-to. So cardinals are usually
Wow,
the yes.
that's our go-to bird.
That is my auntie, her mom's
Right.
favorite bird.
That's my favorite.
That's usually how
bird.
spirits visit you. Cardinals, hummingbirds, or sometimes butterflies.
A hummingbird came to
Remember
the
them
patio
two?
window.
Remember them 2 birds that came on the that was on the back, and I sent y'all the pictures of them 2 big old what was it? It had red head.
Vulture. Woodpeckers.
No, they were not vultures. They had a red head and a black body, and it was 2 of them.
Yeah.
And both my cousin and my sister had just died. And both of them birds, I was sitting in my little sanctuary area, that's what I call it. And I'm like, okay, so just give me a sign that y'all okay. Like that. And no more than like 5 seconds later, 2 huge birds flew on the tree in the woods in the back.
It sounds like Dr.
It was, because this some shit. This some deep
Dracula,
shit.
right
This some deep shit. I'm your host, Ivana Van Zant. And I am here to help you put in your work.
Can we start
Today.
over first?
Okay, good. Okay, I'll duck this side. Not on my watch. All right. Okay, you
Well, we
ready?
started off.
Okay, 5, 4,
Welcome
3.
again. Welcome back to Talking Toasted. We have Kristi, we have Chonte, we have, of course, the Taste of Brittany, Joey Badass, and Daytatchi. No. It's a few things we want to touch on because we all have our faiths, our beliefs, and what we grew up on, and what we're skeptical about, and we kind of want to get into what you believe, what both of you believe, because this experience is a lot. So, what? I guess just start on that. What do you believe?
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
As far as religiously.
Yes.
Okay, I love
Let's break that into some parts, though. What do you feel is about heaven and hell? Let's go with that first.
Okay.
I believe heaven and hell are a state of mind.
And can you elaborate on that a little bit?
I believe heaven and hell exist here on earth because it's a state of mind.
Okay.
Like, I believe I'm manifesting my heaven. And if you talk to me in 6 months, my life will be like all good, all happy, all heaven all around me. That's what's happening. Because I believe heaven's a state of mind. Do I believe that when you die, you go to a higher version of heaven? Yes. But I think you can achieve heaven here on earth and then ascend from there. That's what I believe. I know there's another side. Is there a hell? Hell is a state of mind. Like I was saying earlier, when someone commits suicide, they go to what hell is. And it's where they're in isolation, all separate from everyone else because they don't love themselves. So God is love. And when they're separate from love, they're separate from God. So they're in isolation and they're in their own personal hell. But they can leave it at any time. They have the power. It's always within them, even as a soul, right? But when you're watching those that you love suffer, like if you're a mother and you commit suicide and your children are suffering, then when they're hurting, you know you did it. How can you forgive yourself? Because you're feeling their pain, right? That's your hell, you see? But it's not forever. We all go back to God. It's just the design. You all go back. You all ascend back. But it's just the soul's experience. I don't know how to explain it. That's just what I believe. Jesus, I'm down with some Jesus. I love me some Jesus. Am I what's considered your typical Christian? No, because I don't believe that you have to ask Jesus into your heart to be forgiven of your sins. I believe that Jesus is in your heart and He's one with you. And when you come into that realization, that is how He is the way to the Father. By realizing that you are one with Him, so you're one with the Father. And then you realize you're created in the Creator's image and you're a creator and you can manifest your reality and you can create your heaven here on earth.
I accept that.
That's what I believe.
Can we drink to that? On Talking Toasted, can we?
And that's crazy because that goes into my second question. As far as a lot of people's viewpoints, especially on that religious viewpoint, that's of the devil, and so it's crazy. And I want to personally apologize because I was one of those people where I felt and so to hear you speak of God and we're doing this, it's crazy to me. So my question is, what can you say? What would you say the most if I'm that person that's in the Christian church and I'm steadfast on, this is the devil, this is not right. What can you tell me or what would you say to me to help me look at life a different way?
Unfortunately, that's how my family views me and many closest to me, because they believe in that religious paradigm or whatever, right? So they're conditioned to that, so they think I'm doing the devil's work. So I have this argument quite a lot, but if you're talking to a closed-minded person who's still asleep, they're not at an energy level of awareness to where they can hear it, and that's okay, right? But I have a gift. Who do you think it came from? Some people go, oh, the devil, he's deceiving you. Okay, so all those people I help is a trick. That's what you're telling me, right? That it's all a trick, that in the end he's going to be like, I fooled you, you're really doing evil. Okay, well, if that's what you buy into and that's what God represents, I don't want no part of that, because God gave me this gift. I'm doing God's work, and I see where I'm helping people and I'm changing their lives. And if you don't see it, that's fine, but I see it. And it's real, and it changes their lives. And that doesn't come from the devil, that comes from God. I mean, that's just point blank, you know? It sucks I have to prove myself, because the sad thing is the people that are chastising me for it are doing it in the name of my salvation's sake. They really think that I'm going to go to hell. And it's so sad, because it's like, do you not see me? I'm an angel. I believe I'm an angel. My guides tell me I'm an angel. I believe that. So I'm sitting here saying that on this TV show and everything, okay? Right. And I hear groups sing about it. Like, people come to this level of awareness and understanding that we are angels and that this is how this process really works, right? We took the red pill, okay? We get it. So, you know, now we're helping others and we're raising their awareness and we're bringing us all back to God, all back to oneness. You know?
Ask for the forgiveness of Jesus. And you're saved. Oh, I know it. I know. I went to a Christian school. I went to a private school. I know what you're talking about.
It's the ones enriched in Christ that are shown the real truth.
I know what you're talking about. I have that same belief. I tell him Jesus. I don't judge. Oh, man.
Okay.
I know what you're talking about.
That answered. That being said, I don't believe in the devil either, though. That's going to be hard for people to comprehend. But I don't believe in the devil.
I want to say this because y'all probably hear somebody on the outside like going ham. She got the Holy Ghost, like she's totally agreeing with what the fuck we got saying, and I feel for that. Like this is the first time we had a live audience.
That is what the Holy Spirit is.
Exactly.
Yes.
She's going in. She's
Okay,
really emotional.
Can the church be quiet for that? We need the church to be quiet for that. I'm talking. So we can make sure everything here. Just for
At this time, we're gonna ask for everybody in the background. We got a lot of people just to keep cool. But I do. Thank you. That's one of our producers in the background. Okay? But I do want to ask too, because we kind of elaborated on that a little bit as well. We're talking toasted, so shit is breaking. Like
all night.
But I definitely want to ask, with the spiritual, since we're getting real, like religious, I just wanted to say, like, with people, like, how when you're reading that person or you're having that channel come to you to be able to speak, a lot of people on that religious side is like, oh, you're opening up this channel and I don't know what else is coming in, so when it's closed, how do I know that nothing is here? I would really like you to explain, like, I know that you had a process before you even came, being that we had to videotape it. Can you talk about as far as protection and like what people shouldn't have to worry about that, and also the thought process that goes along with that?
So first, you should understand that I'm protecting me. Okay? I'm protecting me. And with that comes the other protection, because I can't let anything in. But I believe that what your mind believes is your reality is your reality. Your mind is in charge of everything, right? You're writing your own story. So as a creator, you're creating and you're manifesting, right? So if you know you're okay and you have faith in that, you're okay. It just is, right? But I do go in and I call in all 4 archangels, right? I'm sure God's archangels, along with the directions they represent and the elements they represent, right? And they come and I see them, and they tell me a message, right? And then I move on to the next, and they create this protection around me of energy, right? That nothing bad can get in to affect me. Because if I take away some negative shit, which a few times I have taken away some like negative, it's me that's gonna take it, not you. You're clear. I'm the medium. I'm the one opening the channel, so I'm gonna take your shit if I don't do it right, and I don't want that because it can fuck me up. It has. I've processed stuff where like I would be angry and feeling people because I literally like almost become them, and I'm helping to transmute their energy, but I'm processing my shit the way they would, and I feel like out of control in my own body. You see what I'm saying? So I don't want no part of that, so I gotta protect me, you know? So I'm locking down, and then I'm thinking also, I go through and think like, all my guides, I think, you can ask him, he said out and watch, it takes like, y'all see how long I was gone? It takes like 20 minutes. Like I'm so lazy, I almost hate doing it because it takes so long, okay? Because I gotta thank so many people, because every spirit animal that's ever visited me, because I study shamanism too, I thank that. And I have this long list, right? Because gratitude is the key to everything, right? As long as you're grateful.
I can drink today.
That's how you drink. That's how you manifest, okay? Because gratitude is the energy of receiving.
That's the cue.
It's the key.
Chonte, how did you feel going into the situation? Like, with your religious viewpoints?
At that point, I'm going to tell you the truth, I was struggling with my faith. Like I was telling y'all in the beginning, I was struggling with my faith at that point. I had so many questions, and people say you're not supposed to question God, you're not supposed to question this, you're not supposed to do this, you're not supposed to become angry. I was all of that. I did all of that. So at that point, I felt like, what did I have to lose at that moment? So I needed something. So at that time, I was optimistic of everything. You know, whatever can help me find out how my baby's doing. Can she hear me? Can she see me? Was she in pain? I had a million questions. How my cousin doing? What happened? It was everything. So at that point, I really didn't care. I had nothing to lose because at that point, I felt like God failed me. God failed us to hit us with a double whammy like that. You know? So I was struggling with my faith at that point. You get what I'm saying?
I know.
But right now, I can't say that I am struggling with my faith again because I could have lost all 3 of my babies at that time. You know, I have to look at the brighter sides of that. It could have been worse. I could have been trying to raise money to be able to get all 3 of my kids at that point, and my cousin. You know. So, and he still gives me the strength every day to look into those little faces and say, come on, you can do this. I still have to speak life into my other children. Come on, you can do this. I was struggling with that part because I was a fixer. I fixed everything, you know, for my kids. This I couldn't fix. So at this point, I felt like God failed me, and I'm pissed off, and whatever, so what? And whoever else.
It's the camera's, the battery's still good. It's good.
So wait.
And let me tell you something else.
I don't know how we're gonna edit this. It's so blotchy. It's recording.
Okay. You wouldn't do it.
I'm
I would have my daughter die the same way she did all over again in a fucking heartbeat. Okay? Because I see where she's at.
That's
And
what
she's
she
so
said.
fucking powerful, she's changing lives. And that's where your daughter's at.
So I'm sorry. Did we get cut off because Kristi told Chonte that Shekinah died to receive Ariel, and I felt like
Everybody felt like that. Everybody felt
she
like
died
that.
the day before they pulled the plug on Ariel.
She went so she would have someone to receive her. Because she knew what it was like to her. So her suffering here ends because she was alone here. But she gets to go home to where she's not alone. You see what I'm saying? So you should be happy for her death. Because it kind of gave her life.
It kind of gave everybody a little comfort too, to know that my baby didn't go alone.
Hey.
You know, everybody kept standing up like, that's so mean. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's so mean because she didn't deserve to die. You know, my baby died by herself. My cousin died in the house by herself. She was in there for a day by herself, and no one knew. You know, but after a while, everybody kind of like, well, Ariel not by herself.
Look, your level of suffering determines how powerful you are. You can hear a person's story and know how powerful they are by how much suffering they went through, okay? So if someone suffers their entire life, then it is in their death that they become their most powerful. Okay? It's usually to save someone. I see it all the time. It's just how it works. And so now she'll reap so many rewards because every person you touch, she gets the energy kickback from it. And it ripples through your family.
And you have done that. I want to thank you so much.
You have done that, bringing this
for
together.
coming on here and telling your story. And I know this, like, what people don't fail to realize is this isn't like a couple of years old. This is recent.
You're telling her story.
Yeah. And the strength that you've had and you displayed, like, all joke, like, I think me being a person that kind of was on the sidelines and watched how everything flowed as far as the after effects, I gotta give you credit, Mom. Like, not only did you stay, like you said, your faith kind of withered, but I never saw it. I saw you stay strong, not only for yourself, but for your kids and for your family, like, and with everybody there. And me being an outsider looking in, like, I praised you because your strength, like, even, like, you held it down. Like, I told Daytatchi this a couple of days after me being around, like, I admired you. I had a very close, or I've gotten to be around your daughter more than any of the kids, but like when I actually got to be around your family presence, I saw how close knitted you was, but I felt your strength. Like you picked up the pieces where a lot of people, you know, you held that strength.
I tried my best. That
Yeah.
I would never imagine in a million years if somebody came and told me, like, your cousin, you're going to have to do your best friend, your cousin, your sister, and your daughter's funeral at the same time.
At the same
You're going to have to find a
time.
makeup artist. You're going to have to pick their outfits. You're going to have to pick out their caskets and their flowers.
And you did.
And
I
couldn't.
Your strength.
I
is
can't
beyond.
even imagine.
I couldn't.
I could not even be involved. I was so hurt, and I felt your hurt. Like I felt like
I think that hurt, and I think that's what made everybody move forward to see that you. I think out of everything, you was the one that lost the most, and your strength, like I admire that. Like you showed me a couple of things at night. I wanted to say too, with all your loss that you guys suffered, not one time did I feel like I was not part of y'all family. And y'all, we had a blast for the homecoming of both of them. I felt like I was there from day one. Like the love, I think love means a lot of things through darkness. And that love, that light. Man, when them cats showed up, and then the way we partied to celebrate their homecoming, that light shined through. That's why the rainbows came.
It was two.
That's
Two
why
rainbows
everything just
over
started happening
her
back
house.
to back to back.
Two
Like it was
rainbows.
powerful.
It's heaven. You'll see them all around you. You just won't see them in the physical form you saw them before. You didn't lose them. You gained them because they're a part of your energy now. And you're so powerful now because of that.
Yeah, you very powerful.
Oh.
You the shit. And I just want to thank you too, because like a lesson was also into that, and you inspired a lot of people. You inspired me majority, like, and I just want to say thank you for giving us your time and your energy, because this episode has been all about positive fucking energy.
Yeah.
this whole night.
Energy. I think everybody here felt something move you in one way or another. You might not have cried like a bitch like I did, but you felt something move you in some kind of way. Like, even if it was on your own circumstances, something that just was said, it was moved.
What you gonna say, Kristi?
As a psychic, I can see things. And I'm being told that for me, things are fixing to get on a major level scale of helping people, right? So when he asked me to come to this, I just accept it. It's the flow. It's part of it. Yay. My heaven's manifesting. But it's through you that it's happening, see? So this is going to touch people. This is the psychic telling you this, that sees it. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So this is where you, like, you make it through it because you see the purpose in it. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And you give it a purpose and you carry it through and it's powerful.
Definitely.
And that's how you carry her. Because remember I told you that dynamic earlier I've never heard before? Mm-hmm. My guides told me that's how you carry her.
Okay.
There's one last thing I want to do before we go. And I want to ask you some questions about your Facebook. So let's wrap up real quick. I'm going to wrap up real quick and we'll come back with one more thing about her Facebook post because it's very interesting. It's some things that I saw and I want to ask you a few questions.
Yeah, I'm curious about your
Brittany, where you at?
So, since we went to the psychic fair, I made I follow Kristi on Facebook. I think you did too, because I was like, this is the real motherfucking deal.
Where my phone at?
Everybody needs to follow Kristi. Yes. Kristi Snellgrove. Can you spell it? It's Snellgrove. And the first name, Kristi, Kristi.
On Facebook.
On Facebook.
Everybody.
Grove with the V as in Victor.
Grove with the V as in Victor, okay?
Because that's what I am. I used to always say that just because I always heard V for Victor, and then my guys were like, don't you see when you said that? You're the Victor.
Oh, shit. I'm like, she a man! She a man! I thought she was talking about her name Victor. I'm like, oh shit, this that Victoria's Secret shit. I knew it.
I'm done.
I'm done, dead, and deceased.
I'm like, oh shit, Victor about to tell his secret. Okay. This a man.
I just want to remind everybody to subscribe, like, comment, and her information will be down in the description, by the way. So you can get a reading from her, cash app. Well, we gonna get her.
I do have a Facebook business page.
Facebook business page.
It's Bridging the Path to Paradise.
Bridging the Path to Paradise. And you have Bingmo. Still, right? No.
PayPal.
She's got PayPal, that's it.
Yeah.
PayPal.
Look, just contact her first and then she'll give you the
information is in the description, Brandon. Okay.
Oh shit. I called. You said I couldn't do it. I said, fuck it. There you go. Thanks, Chonte. You got me, boo. You got me.
Okay.
Oh shit, the audience is popping off.
They told us
Okay.
Oh God.
Bruh. So, everybody lit. So, Kristi, it's a post you made. You said, I wish I could share with the world what I see through my eyes with you for just one day. It is incredible. When I see through my mind's eye, everything makes sense and I can see with clarity that everything good or seemingly bad has a purpose, a higher purpose, even if it's just to provide contrast. Most importantly, I see through the lens of love and see so much beauty in my life and all around me. I am afforded the opportunity to glimpse into my heaven as it's unfolding all around me. It is incredible, it's beautiful, it's magical, it is me. Can you expound upon why you even made that post and what is heaven like? Like, what is all that about?
Oh my God, I don't even know where to start. Because for me, everything is me. Okay? Just like for you, everything is you, right? Because everything's your perception. So, now that I understand that what we hold, thought, and believe will happen, you can manifest whatever you want, right? So I set the intention that my heaven's going to manifest. That's why you see me reiterate it over and over again on Facebook, right? Because my mind, I have OCD, so I obsess on it. But I'm keeping focused on it, and I trust that God, the universe, knows what my heaven looks like better than I do, right? So I just surrender and let it go, and I know that it'll manifest. I have that kind of faith, right? So I see it, like, he's my twin flame, which is a whole nother crazy dynamic. But anyway, so he is me, he's a reflection of me, but he mirrors what I need to change about me, right? But, like, I see as I grow in lessons, our children become happier, and I see this ripple of energy, which is how this all works. So I see how my heaven manifests all around me. Like my exes become happy, his exes become happy. Like everyone in our world becomes happy, right? And if enough of us come into that awareness and do that, it just changes the planet overall, right? Because powerhouses can manifest heaven, help manifest it in their world. It ripples to their oversoul or their soul family. And it just changes the world. So I see and understand things because I see it through my third eye, my mind's eye.
Oh,
I can see the spiritual and the physical at the same time and how they coexist, right? So, like if I can see and talk to the dead, I can see that in the same time as being here, you know what I mean? So I can kind of exist in both worlds. So I am shifting my mind to where it's heaven on earth.
Okay.
That's all I gotta say.
That's some real shit. And I can read you on it because I'm
I
like,
understand that.
oh,
I understand that.
oh.
I understand what you said. You manifest on to what? I understand that.
Yeah, it's real.
No, I can't understand that. Are you thinking weird?
No.
No,
I understand what you're
she didn't
saying.
say that.
I feel what. Oh gosh, this is bad. I feel energy.
Lord.
No, I don't understand what you're saying. It's like one and one. Okay. No, I understand what you're saying.
Okay.
Do you understand? Does that sound bad?
The line is anyway,
Very funny.
No.
you good over there. Okay, so
I love you, bitch. I feel
we
fuck with you. No.
Why you just fall?
I'm not laughing at all.
No, because she's feeling it. And I think what people feel to realize
and we want to drink to that talking toasted. Everybody toasted up. So Kristi, because we got a little surprise for you actually. We want to birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Kristi. Happy birthday to you.
Wait. She need the black version. Happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday. Bitch, I thought I had a break.
You don't want to know. You just let the flow happen. This is my heaven. You see it?
Yeah.
You know?
Kristi, we have enjoyed you so much.
Thank you.
We need to make this a series. We need to keep coming back. It's Talking Toasted. I'm your boy Daytatchi.
And I'm gonna taste the brick.
And I'm your boy Joey Badass.
We have had Chonte and Kristi. Look, we can keep doing this forever. It's been lit. We love you. Thank you for watching. Subscribe, like, follow. We'll
both of Talking Toasted and Kristi. Like, get your real and working on that head.
Wait a minute, I ain't really starting these other things. You a real man, I'm a real chick. You ain't worried about these other shit. Like one more, then I'm done. This double cup got me feeling good. It's so good, I ain't gotta say it. Wanna show you, baby, how I'm really feeling.